Go live now. I think we got the camera fixed now. Yeah, there we got a better camera view now. We're set up and out in my garage. You ready? Yeah, I was just waiting to see if anybody came in yet. Yeah, there's one hell of a delay. All right, anybody that's in here, this is a 2002 Suzuki Intruder. This has the false neutral problem or the fourth gear problem. They call it a few different things. But what we're going to be doing is we'll pull the slave unit off, and right below that is there's a few parts we got to place, a spring and another a cam stopper and stuff for the gear shifter selector. So he's got this, he's taking the slave unit out. You drop anything else? I got my buddy John right now doing the mechanical work. The only part that I'm not going to be replacing right now will be a rubber bushing that goes on the gear selector shaft. I got it on order. I'm just waiting for it to show up. So that's just putting the gasket in and that bushing at the last second. We'll be doing a lot more mechanical work on this bike as we're going because we're reassembling it from the frame up. I seen you came in there, Frank. That's just the gear shifter cover he's removing to get in to expose the parts that we have to replace. You can slow down. You don't have to. There's no speed record. You know, that lighting turned on. Let me try to turn that light on so they can see a little better. See a little better now? Try to get a little light in there to make it where everybody can see what's going on. Yeah, Frank. Seems like he's trying to set a speed record here. I'm trying to read the questions on my computer, and I got my cell phone set up recording what's going on for the live. Problem is, there's probably about a 5 second delay from my computer to the phone. I have part numbers too for all the parts that we're going to be replacing. Altogether, this came down to, with the parts he's replacing right now, it was right around $100. Thank you for the follower. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more with putting his bike back together. So we'll be doing a lot more lives. This is only my second time I've done a live, so I'm still trying to learn everything and figure things out as we're going right now. He didn't have his tools ready. You should have brought out that impact. That goes into aluminum. You got a knock just from taking the primary cover off?
What? Oh, that cover? Yeah, see, sometimes it's stuck on there with heat.
Yeah, he said, no, he said he took the primary cover off and now he's got a knock.
Oh, the primary cover? Unless one of the spacers like this right here, or another one from the cover went in there, that's what it's doing. It's spinning around.
Oh, you had a knock period to taking the cover off. Knock could be a couple different things. Let me get that cover out of the way. I mean, knock can be anything from a sound from the wrist pin to the pinion. If it's a real big knock, that's normally in there where it's down into like where the connecting rods are or something like that, where you're going to get the knock. Unless it's like a push rod or something like that. You got the chain tensioner looked.
This right here is for the shifting, to shift the shifter. That's your main shifting piece. Pull the shifter out. And washer right here.
Tatted, what kind of bike is it that you're working on? Oh, there, you just put in, I seen it. 14 Street Glide. Yeah, I'm just getting ready to start doing some work on some Harleys. This one right here is a Suzuki Intruder that we're doing it. It's a 103. If I'm answering you a little late, it's just because there's a little delay in the computer that I'm reading the questions on compared to the cell phone that's actually recording what he's doing. Yeah, my microphone is hooked to my phone that's doing the recording. I have a microphone on my chest, so that's why I'm actually talking as he's doing it, but I'm seeing everything delayed on my computer. That's how I'm reading what you guys are typing to me. It's a mess. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how to set up cameras and get everything going. That was with the spring you took out. That's
Yes,
the
the spring.
spring for the shift camshaft stopper that he just removed. And he's trying to get to right now the gear shifter cam stopper.
That's your gears.
Yeah, that's a gear shift plate. The star piece right there, that was the gear shift plate that he took out. That's what's actually selecting the gears. Yeah, see, it's hard to see the parts actually inside where you're working.
But yeah, just say we're sorry. But
yeah, I mean, that's the best I can get, that camera angle. Okay, proud dad, or Frank. Yeah, I tried to set the camera and the lights and everything up, you know, so everyone could see inside what he's exactly doing. I would have did the work myself, but he didn't want to mess with the talking and the camera and everything. Tatted, I'm located in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm outside in my garage right now too, so if there's wind or a bunch of noise you guys hearing in the background, that's the reason why I'm in the garage. You got that stopper out?
yep, everything's completely out. It's going to be starting to put everything back together.
Anybody in the room too, if they could, share the video. That way I can get some more followers. Because I'm all new to this. I'm just starting out. Well, share and follow if you could. Oh, you're showing the parts. Well, I'll tell them the part as you're putting it on too. He's looking for the gear shift cam stopper right now is what he's going to replace. Thanks for sharing the live. I'm going, like I said too, I'm going to try to do more and more of these lives until this bike is together and running. And then as soon as this one's off the lift, I'll have a Harley coming in, probably like an Ultra Glide or something like that. Is the next bike that'll be up on this lift. Cam stopper is what's going in right now. It's the, well, gear shift cam stopper. All these parts have to do with the gear shifter for, you know, selecting the gear you're in and everything like that.
Explain the problem you were having with the bike while we're doing
Yeah,
this.
well, that's why they call it either the false neutral or they call it a fourth gear problem. Is when the bike was in fourth gear and you were riding and you'd start going up a little bit of a grade, it would kick out of gear into neutral. It wasn't in neutral, but it would act like it was in neutral. And then you'd have to hit the shifter to get it back into gear. And that's what we're fixing right now, doing away with that problem. I'm also going to be doing some fishing videos too. I think I got more fishing friends in here than I do motorcycle. What's hard now working on this bike right the way it is everything is freshly painted. So we're not trying to scratch anything as we're going too. I could read out the part numbers too for any one of the parts here, but I don't, unless you have this Suzuki Intruder with the same problem, it's not going to matter. So if anybody would need the part numbers, just let me know, and I can get you a list of all the parts that are going in right now. Hopefully his bike will be running and on the ground running within the next month. That what he's putting in right now, he just put in the gear shift plate, the gear shifter plate. Thanks again, Tatted, for sharing out the live. Anybody that they could share the live. I'm trying to just gain some more people. That's why I was saying most of my followers are all fishing, and I'm trying to get more bikers now. The other guy in my live right there, Proud Daddy 72, he runs his lives too. He does sport bikes. The guy is real knowledgeable. Anybody give him a follow too if you want, if you do anything with sport bikes. I look for. Right. He's almost got all the parts back together now for the gear selector. That's where the shaft comes out for actually the gear shifter to go on to. Think giving you a little bit of a problem.
It's just one little baby nub. Then your 5mm Allen head that puts that bolt back in for you.
Anybody new that just came in, because I see the numbers are going up. So anybody new that's coming in, we're working on a 2002 Suzuki Intruder VL1500 LC. This is the what we were working on was a false neutral problem. We're fixing that right now, putting all the new parts in. Parts for this job ran right around $100. He's just checking everything to make sure everything's going together smooth. There's a spring in there right on the back side of that. I know you guys can't see, but that spring, he's got to get lined up right in a certain spot. Anybody too that came in, if you could share the live and follow. I'm trying to get this channel going and building up. I'm just starting out. Thanks for the likes too, from everyone giving me the likes. My garage is a mess right now too. As soon as I get all these boxes out of my garage where I can move around a little better, I could try to get a better camera angle. But right now, I just tried to get the camera so close so you guys can see what's going on.
Tell them that on this gear, when you put it in, to make sure when you put the cam stop, it's got to be there for neutral.
We'll show it in the camera.
Right there. That's neutral.
I'm pretty sure they can hear you.
No, they can't. That's neutral. And then as you shift up and down, these teeth will engage the forks in the transmission.
This is the older new one. This is the old one, right?
Yep, got new ones in already. Now, I put a spring in.
That over here.
Yeah.
What part are you looking for?
Nothing on the ground. We'll install all this.
There's another one of those fun springs. That's the spring for the shift camshaft stopper. Hey, Frank, you can hear John when he talks? Say something, John. Just say hello, Frank.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
I don't know, because I got this delay. That spring being the mother.
Oh, a smaller screwdriver. Oh, here. Okay. And there.
Anybody new coming in? I see the numbers were going up. Anybody new in here? This 2002 Suzuki Intruder VL1500 LC. We're doing the false neutral fix right now. The false neutral where was if you're driving down the road in fourth gear and you start going up a little grade, it kicks out of gear like into neutral. It's not in neutral, but it's like it's in neutral. And this what we're doing now with the new springs and stoppers and everything we're putting in, that should solve this problem. Thanks for the follow, Ray. If anybody could too, give me a follow and share the live out. I'm just trying to build the channel. I'm all new to this, so if I'm doing something wrong, I'm trying to figure it out as I go with the cameras and, you know, angles and all this stuff. He's just trying to get that spring locked into place right now.
One thing, the spring will come out, but it doesn't like going back in.
Yeah, that's how it always is. You need the grease for that. Put that back together, right?
Yeah.
Goes a bike down the street right now. That's one of the springs right there that was giving him a problem. That's what he said, comes out easy, just goes back in rough. I'm going to have, I know I keep repeating myself, but more people keep coming in and out of the room. I am going to be doing more and more videos, or more lives, I should say. We're getting everything figured out. Every live should get better and better. When he's all done, got this all closed back up, or well, it won't be closed back up with the cover or anything. I'll back it out to where everyone can see the progress, what's going on with the frame and everything. The engine's in there. I'm waiting on a few parts to come back. Hopefully the suspension will be back on it by the middle of next week. Let's get that spring in. Anybody that's coming in and joining, if you could, give me a follow and share out the live if you could. I'm just trying to build this channel up. I'm all new to this. I'm just getting started. Hopefully we'll be out soon doing some fishing videos.
So, yeah. All locked into place. Your shift fork is locked into the teeth. All in now. So piece right here. Installs the side cover there. Yeah. Not least, little old ring goes on the sensor.
That's a gear shift switch that he has in his hand now. There's a little O-ring on there you got to replace when you take it apart. You need the new O-ring. He's putting the new O-ring in now. The O-ring sits inside the cover itself. He'll show you as soon as he gets it. Can you show it to him real quick, or just hold it up by the camera? That's where you put the O-ring in. There's a switch that goes on right there for the gear selector, and that's what seals it and keeps it from leaking. The only thing that hasn't come in yet is there's a rubber bushing that goes on the shaft for the gear shifter, and we're waiting for that to come in there. So for now, he's going to put the cover back on with the old bushing in there, the rubber seal, and then as soon as that comes back in, we'll just pop that on with the new gasket.
Old gasket, because I don't want to mess the new gasket up.
Well, he's not going to put a gasket in there right now because I got a brand new one, but we got to wait till we put the cover on for the final time, and that's when the gasket will go in. Yeah, good. There you go. You're in front of the camera where they saw what you're doing. I got the grease out here.
Okay, this is very important. You have to grease this push pin for the slave clutch to work, because if not, it'll bind up on you. And that's about enough you need right there. And just put it right back in the hole. That's what she said. Then this cover on. This.
Anybody new coming in, if you can share the live and give me a follow, I'd appreciate it. There's a new channel coming up, and I'm trying to get everything going. Now he put that on there, and the cover on, and that's what I was saying. He didn't put the gasket in there just because we got to replace. Point to where that bushing goes, right there on the shaft. Right there, there's a bushing that goes there.
Right. Screwdriver pointed at it right beside here.
And that hasn't come yet. That should be here in a few days. So I got to pull that cover back off to replace that last bushing, and then that's when we'll put the new gasket in. The new gasket for the cover itself. I see numbers went up pretty good. There's a lot of new people in here. What I'm doing right now, this is a 2002 Suzuki Intruder VL1500 LC. And this is the false neutral problem this bike had. We're doing that fix right now. All the parts were replaced for it. It was right around $100 to fix this issue. Anybody too could give me a follow and share the live.
Explain what I'm doing right now.
Well, you're just bolting the cover back on right now.
But just because we didn't put the gasket, but you always want to put like a sequence to how you put your bolts.
Well, you always go across the bolt. When you tighten one, you go right across and do the other one on the opposite side. And you just bounce back and forth like that so it doesn't torque the cover.
That just ensures a good seal too, so you don't have to worry about going down the road and you got a puddle of oil underneath you when you're going out.
Because this bike here had several oil leaks on it, and hoping that we got them all fixed. See, that's the reason why you see them skipping around from bolt to bolt. Got a lot more to do to this bike though, and that's why I said there'll be plenty more lives.
Oh yeah, there'll be plenty more for everybody to see. Believe you me. And there. Next, all you have to do.
Pushing that away.
Yeah, for a second there. Getting back. I'm just gonna push your slave cylinder. Like that. Put a nice little push on.
You'll feel that's under spring tension. That's why he's pushing it in a little bit like that.
Plus to guide the rod into the cylinder. So,
Yeah.
push bolts in.
Fun part about it is we're going to have to bleed the clutch system and everything soon.
So they'll get to watch that. Shit.
He's dropping every tool he could.
Just that's a mechanic's life.
Thank you for the follows and all the likes everybody gave me.
Here you go. It's all back together. And that way we'll know everything's there. It should take care of the problem.
See if you can put the old parts in front of the camera, show them what you replaced.
Piece right here.
That part right there is actually the gear shift cam stopper. And then that part right there is the gear shifting plate, or gear shifter plate.
And a spring which flew somewhere out of here when it popped out. But there's a spring that goes on that shaft. And that O-ring that for that sensor, so that sensor doesn't leak.
That's a gear shift switch right there he's talking about. That's the O-ring for it. And then the rubber bushing, we still got to replace it, and that gasket, that's coming. He got the gasket here, showing the new gasket. So here's the new gasket for the cover. I just don't want to put it on I have to pull it to put that bushing, that rubber bushing in there, that seal. And then I'll put that new gasket in there.
Well, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's everything done.
They charge you $700 at the shop to do.
That's usually about $110, $150 labor an hour to do that. Yeah, that's all I can do today. We got to get set up to do something else where I can rearrange the cameras and everything. And I think the next part, what is the rear, the suspension. We're going to do the shock, the swing arm, everything like that.
Swing arm, hopefully the shock, the final drive, which will be the drive shaft that actually turns the wheel.
Gotta love a drive shaft.
Bushings. And maybe the triple trees
I'm replacing everything, all new bearings, seals, everything's getting new on here. Everything's already bought. A lot of it's sitting in boxes just waiting to go on the bike. But there's certain parts that are holding me up that I haven't got yet, and I'm still waiting on. And I can only go so far, and then I have to stop and wait. Well, why don't you watch out of there, because I can go ahead and turn this live down. I got to get to the phone.
Okay, go ahead and talk to him some more then.
All right, anybody, you can see me now on the camera. I'm Scott the Fishing Biker. I'd like to thank everybody that came in, gave me the likes, follows, shared out the lives. Anything, I didn't see really too much questions or anything like that, or anybody talking. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live now. I will be having more lives coming up soon. So thank you for everybody coming in and watching. I'll see you next time.